Hello everyone, my name is Corey and I'd like to take a moment to talk about cyber and network security. And since the dawn of time, security has been a priority for humans, from the use of trees to make houses, fences, and even weapons, to the armed security guards sitting outside the White House to protect the most important man of the free world. Now, the digital age is no different than any of these ages that have come before it, except for maybe the fact that it's 10 times harder to secure your internet and your computer. There are, however, some steps that you can take at home to prevent these threats. You don't have to go and spend thousands of dollars on software or computers that are top of the line. It's stuff you can do yourself. Some of it does cost money and some of it's free. Now, an attack could happen anywhere, anytime, and it's your job to be prepared for it, or else you'll lose everything. Now, the first question that needs to be answered is, why do we need cybersecurity? Why is it so important? What's the big deal if I don't have it? Well, this question has more answers than one person could possibly cover in a small amount of time. However, I can give you a few good reasons for it. The first reason being that all of your information is on the internet. If you buy something, if you pay for subscriptions, pay a bill online, you are essentially putting your debit card and all your other information online. And anybody with a little bit of know-how can get into these systems and take it. They're called brokers, and what they'll do is they'll take your information and they'll sell it to the highest bidder. Now, that sounds bad, but it gets much worse. Let's say you fill out an application online. Well, almost every application nowadays is online. And when you fill out an application, you need to put your social security number, your address, and probably, depending on who you're going to work for, your last 5 addresses. Now, this can be particularly difficult because usually these people aren't used to doing this. People are used to filling them out and giving them to the store, where they'll probably stay pretty secure for the most part, unless one of the employees is an identity thief. However, on the internet, anybody can get anything. Take, for example, the personal pictures that many celebrities had leaked during the iCloud hack. Many people didn't think it would happen, but it did. Now, let's move on to knowing what the threat is and how we can combat the threat. Now, my personal favorite, as well as my father's, is to use a VPN, a virtual private network. Now, you may be wondering, what in the world is a VPN? Well, it lends you a temporary IP address, which keeps your actual IP address secret from the sites you visit. This can be used to stay hidden from those websites and can also be used to bypass geological location blocks. Now, that is where your region says you can't watch this video, so they block it from you. Now, it's not so much a cyber threat as a threat against freedom. I just figured I'd throw it in there. Like if you're in Lebanon and you want to watch an Israeli-made movie, like Wonder Woman had an Israeli in it, then you could do so by using a VPN, which would say you're in America. It would bypass that block altogether. And VPNs are great tools and they're really good, but it's only one rung in the ladder. You need to know a lot about encryption. And encryption sounds like it could be a little hard to understand, but honestly, it really isn't. You can do it yourself, or you can even get a browser that will help you do it. Now, when I say do it yourself, I mean more towards passwords. You take a word, for instance, copper, and you would roll a die, and if it landed on 5, you'd move each letter up 5. That would give you the word LUVVKX for your new password. Or let's say you wanted to move it down. Either way you wanted to do it would be just fine. That would keep them from being able to figure out your password, while at the same time you being allowed to use your a common word that you know. One good tool for encryption is the Tor browser. Now, the Tor browser is very ominous, and a lot of people tie it to the deep web, but it's used to encrypt your web browser so that sites that you go on don't know your location, they don't know anything about you, and it can't be tracked. So basically, it keeps people from hacking into those websites and then seeing who all goes on them. Keeps you from being at fault with that. Now, these are a few good ways, and there are many, many more good ways. Like, for instance, not falling for scams. Now, we all remember back when AOL was around, and you always hear about your grandparents or someone getting scammed. Well, you need to know exactly how to combat these scams. One, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If it asks you for any personal information, do not give it at all. That is a very, very bad idea. Now, these steps, they may not seem like a lot, but if you follow them and stay on that and you make sure that you do them, you can easily keep your computer protected and keep from losing your identity or losing a massive amount of money in your bank account. Thank you and have a good day.